Okay, so we're starting with our first family, which is the straight line family. Now the first letter in the straight line family is the letter I. It's a lowercase I, and so it's going to be a small letter that's in between those two solid lines. So we're going to start with our pencil on the top solid line. We're going to come down in a nice straight soldier all the way until we bump our bottom on the bottom solid line. We're going to keep our pencil on the paper, and then we're going to come up in a diagonal stroke to make that joining stroke ready for when you are joining your letters. Then we take our pencil off, and you just need one dot in between that top broken and top solid line. Okay, we don't need a circle or any big mark, just one dot. We're going to keep practicing that now, so if we do 5 of those, trying to make sure that we get that perfect straight soldier, keeping it small, so going in between those two solid lines. Can you do 5 of those now, please? So we're just trying to make each one better than the last one that we've done. Then when you've done that, just have a look. Check which one you think has got the best straight soldier. So which one of those letter I's is your favourite? Which one's the best one that you've done? When you've chosen one that you think is the best one, I want you to put a little circle underneath it, just a small dot. So I've chosen the last I that I've done. The reason that I've chosen that one is because it makes sure that it starts on the top solid line. The straight soldier is really nice and straight as it comes down. It bumps its bottom on the bottom solid line, and then it has a good size joining stroke coming up in that diagonal direction. So then we're going to move on to our second letter in the straight line family. Again, this is another letter that's based on a single straight line. However, this one is the letter O or L, but a lowercase l, and it's a tall letter this time, and so we're going to be starting on the top broken line. Okay, make sure that you've got your finger on the top broken line. We're going to start on the top broken line. We're going to come down, really keeping that straight soldier all the way down past the top solid line all the way until we bump our bottom on the bottom solid line. Then we keep our pencil on and we do that joining stroke. We're going to try that again, so we'll go through it again together. So we're starting on the top broken line. We're going to go down in a straight soldier, keeping it nice and straight all the way down to the bottom solid line. We bump our bottoms on the bottom solid line, keep our pencils on, and we do that diagonal joining stroke. Making sure that we don't go all the way down to that bottom broken line, okay? Because that would make it a tail letter. And making sure that we've got that nice tall O. Okay, can you do 3 more of those for me, please? Have a go. See if you can get those nice straight O's. Remember to take your time, you don't need to rush it. If you make a little mistake with any of them, don't worry. You don't need to cross it out or rub it out, just go and try and do another one next to it. So because mine's not quite right there, I'm just going to do another one next to it, see if I can get this one nice and straight. We're just practicing. Again, whilst you're waiting, have a little look. Which one is your best letter O or letter L in lowercase? When you find it and you know the reasons why, put a little dot underneath your best one. Moving on now, the next letter is the letter T T. Okay, so it's a lowercase t, and this one's a slightly different one to the rest of the letters that we'll learn in the alphabet. And the reason for this is because it doesn't start on any of the lines in our handwriting books. Okay, so this one is a teenager T because it's 3/4 size, so it's not quite a tall letter, but it's bigger than a small letter. So for the letter T, what you're going to do is you'll start in between the two top lines, so in between the top solid and the top broken line. So we're going to come down just like we did for the letter O. We're going to start in between the two top lines, so underneath the top broken line we're going to come down past the top solid line. We're going to bump our bottoms on the bottom solid line, and then we're going to come up for our diagonal joining stroke. Then we take our pencil off, and if you look at where the line goes through for the top solid line, that's where we're going to cross our T in a nice straight line. Okay, so it's not a small letter, we're not trying to squeeze it in between those two solid lines, but it's not a tall letter either, so it shouldn't be bumping its head on the top broken line. So let's try and do another teenager T together. So we're going to start in between the broken line and the top solid line. We're going to come down in a nice straight soldier, bump our bottoms on the bottom solid line, keep our pencils on, then we're going to go up, do our diagonal joining stroke, take our pencils off, and then we're going to cross our T on the same line as the top solid line. I'm going to do another 3 of those now. See if you can do another 3 teenager T's. Making sure you keep that nice straight soldier, making sure that you start in the right place, coming down, bumping your bottom and doing that lovely diagonal joining stroke. Again, if you make any mistakes with this one or you think that you need a little bit more practice, don't need to cross out or do any rubbing out, we'll just do some more along the line. You can do as many as you want. Try not to fill the line, just do as many as it takes to make it look perfectly nice and straight with that nice joining stroke. And just like we always do, choose which one you think is the perfect letter T, a lowercase t, and put a dot underneath it. Think about why it's your perfect letter T. Is it because it's got a nice straight soldier? Is it because the joining stroke's looking really good? Is it because it's the perfect size, that teenager T? And then the last one in the straight line family, this one is the letter J. Okay, so it's a lowercase j. This is a tricky one because it doesn't face in the same direction as lots of the letters that we do. And we're now going to do a tail letter. So this one comes down lower than the other letters in the straight line family. It starts on the top solid line, just like we did for our small letters. So for our I or our lowercase I, we're going to start on the top solid line this time, and we're going to come down in a straight soldier, but this time we're not going to do a joining stroke because it's a tail letter. It does not join to other letters even when you're doing your joined up handwriting. So it comes down in a straight soldier, bumps its bottom and comes underneath. So can you see it starts on the top solid line, goes down in a straight soldier past the bottom solid line, bumps its bottom on the bottom broken line, and then comes round. Then we take our pencils off, and just like we did for the letter I, we're just going to do a dot in between the top broken and the top solid line. Okay, I'm going to go through that one again. So we're going to take our pencils, start on the top solid line, we're going to come down in a nice straight soldier, past the bottom solid line, all the way to the bottom broken line, and then we're going to come under, bump our bottom, and come round to take our pencils off and do our dot in between the top broken and the top solid line. Your drawing might need to be a little bit smaller than mine is there, so I'm going to keep practicing mine. See if you can practice yours as well. So taking your pencil, making sure that you start on the top solid line, straight soldier all the way down to the bottom broken line, under, and then do your dot. See if you can do 3 more of those. So the letter J, a lowercase j for me. See if you can do 3 more. Keeping that straight soldier and making sure that it's a nice tail letter. Again, take the time if you think that you need to practice that one a little bit more. Do a few more on the line. If you made a little mistake, don't worry about it, just do another one next to it. And then if you're sat there waiting, just have a look at the ones that you've done. Choose your favourite one and put a little dot underneath it. Think about why it's your best one. And then put your pencils down. Well done, that's the straight line family.